Welcome back to MF Doomed versus Tupac in the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12, Week 3. Last time, MF Doomed put on one hell of a show, which is really a big improvement from what they've been doing so far. Easily the best match they've had in this tournament. Let's see if they can, if Lightning can strike twice here. Getting rid of the Centaur again.
Yeah, it's a pretty common hero. It's kind of popped up in week 2 and hasn't gone away since.
Right, he was all over week 2, so no surprise. They're just trying to just knock him out there. Tupac says it's Spirit Breaker's fault. I don't know if I necessarily agree.
First picking Warlock, is that wise?
It's a very ballsy move. I can tell you this much.
You're not gonna pick the counter Warlock necessarily.
Right. You can easily pick. I do think you can consciously pick to counter because it is like an ult you do need to worry about, and you can't dress somebody to deal with it.
Well, so you sort of can actually. If you take more heroes than normal who are very efficient, heroes that can very easily deal with, being on their own, Warlock suffers as a result because his Fatal Bonds just stop being more useful, his Upheaval's kind of worthless to that degree. If there's a hero that can just blink away from like Anti-Mage, Quap, any hero that's got one of like the dozen movement skills now, that jumps them halfway across the map basically.
Or worse yet, blink to him, which is something.
And don't forget, Warlock is a support that lacks an innate CC on a low cooldown outside of his ult.
Right. He is able to be counterpicked and played around, though there is the, as Randy said, there is the element there. Two flying guys right next to each other. Yeah. There is the element there of you are counterpicking a pos 5, though I don't think you necessarily need to drop a pick to counterpick a pos 5. If you're like stuck on two guys and you can say, oh well, one of these guys just poops on Warlock. Well, there you go.
10 seconds remaining.
Guessing that's probably a 3 Viper, because Tupac likes flashier mids than Viper.
It's a shame, because Viper is...
They like their puck, fittingly enough.
It's a bit of a tragedy for MF Doom, because far and away the best solution to a Winter Wyvern problem is Viper, because Viper's not using his orb if he's getting put into the ult. He's tanky enough to survive it, and he can just melt your popsicle whenever you put somebody in there.
Yep.
Said that's a very easy solution to the Wyvern problem. They just completely took away from them, and unlike Warlock, I would say it's pretty much always in your interest to at least be conscious of Wyvern. It's a very it's a hero that is either going to have a high game impact or none at all, basically.
Yep.
Sand King coming out. It's a bit risky. Sand King walks into that Winter Wyvern ult. He's not doing anything in a team fight.
It's a MattyBoy Sand King, probably.
Probably.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a high risk, but on the other hand, it is high reward. If the Winter Wyvern ult isn't there, these two can't do much about him so far, and they're going to be forced to pick around that ult. On top of that, Viper as pos 3 is a bit hard-pressed to buy more tanky sort of items that would help you deal with them. So it's going to be a bit of an affair trying to get over the Sand King ult. He's not exactly as good as, say, a Centaur as to just pick up pipe and there you go. He can.
Yep.
But you're sacrificing a bit of time. You're sacrificing a few of your essentials. The best way I can describe Viper is a great pos 3 to have when you're on a team that doesn't need to tank, basically. When you're on a team that your 1 and your 2 especially are going to be able to more or less be self-sufficient, or your 4 and your 5 can take care of it, Viper is a great 3 in that case. No Lifestealer, says MF Doomed, which isn't a bad idea to get rid of when you have a Sand King, basically ever. No PL, which is another hero that is never a bad idea to get rid of when you're looking at Sand King.
Right.
Yep. So I have to wonder, looking at the current ban pick list here, what are the chances we're going to see an X Factor pick here? Like, it's my specialty and my favorite thing to talk about when it comes to these matches, but between Warlock and Sand King and Wyvern and Viper, there's open room here for some really unusual picks.
Right. Well, we're not going to see a Sniper as that unusual pick, unfortunately. MF Doomed is no stranger to trying something a bit out there.
Between Warlock and Sand King, I feel like if they really wanted to force Sand King as their frontliner, in a sense, they could probably take something like, say, Abaddon, beef him up, maybe give him extra barrier, give him something to sort of wade into fights with his ult up, just sort of cause general havoc and chaos, prey on their ability to just burst people down between Viper and all them.
Right. I feel like they're going to go. They're ultimately going to run a 2 Viper and a Batten on 2 Puck as well would actually be really well.
I just realized a common theme between MF Doom's ban list here, actually. Between Lifestealer, Phantom Lancer, and Jug, those 3 heroes have the ability to literally leave the field of play for a couple seconds at minimum.
Yep, they're getting rid of people who can dodge the fight.
I would not doubt, indeed, I would not doubt actually to see a Puck ban in that sense too. They very much don't want heroes who can blip out of existence for a second, dodge stuff, which tells me we might be seeing something on the line of, well, actually, gotta be honest, do you think it's feasible to see something along the line of a pick for Magnus, of all things, at this point?
You could see a Magnus, yeah. Those are all guys who can deal fairly well with Magnus. I was going to say, one thing that you might see here, you might see a Meteor Hammer user, you might see OD popping in, you might see a Shadow Demon.
Oh, no doubt. I'd love to see a Hammer Shadow Demon play. Those are one of my favorite things to to subject people to.
It's rough, buddy. It's rough.
I became a menace worthy of an entire team focusing me down and just using Meteor Hammers on people. They learn to hate you. Ooh, speaking of learn to hate, Ogre Magi,
Hey, you know what really sucks a lot? Ogre Magi buffing Viper. You don't want to be facing that, man.
Oh, no. You know something scarier than Ogre Magi buffing Viper? Ogre Magi buffing an already decently strong, like, sort of hybrid, Pause 1 type character, like, say, Storm Spirit. But imagine trying to deal with Ogre supporting a mid laner, say, Void Spirit.
Got a Hoodwink here.
Wouldn't really call that an X Factor pick, but definitely not something I would have paired with Warlock and Sand King.
It is a unique one. If she gets a good stun off, that goes really well with the,
yeah, I'm gonna be frank, her little bola stun, that's basically a small ult.
Right.
Very decent stun, good range on it. It does require a tree to be nearby, but hey. Well,
there's that X Factor I think you were talking about.
That explains Lifestealer, explains Gale as well.
It does. And this does notably make me think of something here. I did mention that I felt like they were going to pick an Abaddon to just sort of find a guy to be a big, beefy, get-up-in-your-face thing while the other 2 wreak havoc. Sand King and Warlock's Fatal Bonds alone are already pretty devastating. But with the Wraith King running roughshod over your team, just sort of wailing on people, skeletons chopping people up as they go, Hoodwink blinking from the sidelines, that's pretty scary, but I don't see what their big lockdown option is. Sand King can do very... Ooh, there's the Puck I was talking about.
Yeah, they got the Puck. They did not want to risk running another ban round, and I agree. I do think I would have banned Puck on MF Doomed here, and I would bet they would have done it. Just had to get that out early.
Yeah, matter of fact, looks like they're looking for a substitute pick here for the ban now that they're pushing through the reserve time. I think they're going to have to rack their brains for a second for this one. I wouldn't have gone for Terrorblade, but I guess it was warranted. Personally, I would have banned Neeks.
They're going to be looking for Pause 1.
They're going to pick Nyx.
Oh, I don't, no doubt about that, sure. But I do feel that Neeks, if picked right now, even if it's their 5th, Viper's already pretty strong. Puck can scale really hard into carry potential, so can Wyvern. It's really understated, but no one really seems to acknowledge this, but Wyvern's stack growths are very high, so are Ogres.
Yeah, we've seen some unconventional ones in this tournament so far. We saw a 1 Bristleback in the last round, so I suppose in actuality it actually would not be out of the question here to see a Wyvern or a Viper running 1 here, though I will say that I don't necessarily think 2 Puck's going to go that route. 2 Puck tends to run a more conventional sort of lineup.
Yeah, Decode is your definitely your conventional Pause 1 picker. I mean, he does well it does. So it's not like a diss or anything.
We've had like Alchemist, we've had like Arc Warden out of him. You know, he's in that sort of PL.
Yeah, that's Lambert.
Dude, I'm an. I actually mixed up.
I get your point.
I actually, weirdly enough, I just mixed up who they picked in the first round. In my head, I was like, yeah, you know, like I even said PL, which is who Decode picked in the first round as well.
Yep.
Either way, Yeah, picks more traditional pause ones here. So I think we're probably going to be seeing something a little more.
Bring in an AoE mid, like Quap or Lina.
Probably, yeah.
Just to match up with their other ridiculous AoE, you know, Wraith King is not someone you necessarily think of when you think AoE, but he can definitely do it.
It's one of the things I was talking about in the server. It's going to be very interesting to see Tupac take on Radiant Strays because Decode and Lambert are not only very good pause ones, they play in a very similar style. It's going to be. I always love to see me some mirror matches. And I was kind of
very
thinking about
low
that.
on conventional right-click carry power here on both teams in that
right.
sense. Kind of wondering here, are they just going to go for the commit on hard team play, or are they going to make the carry pick? Oh, they're going to go for unconventional.
Or AoE mid, yep.
Lena's going to give him a little bit more of that right-click power you were talking about there, as well as give him some interesting tools in those team
formidable magic damage. Lena is going to be able to melt anyone she wants. Wyvern has no defensive option against Lena.
If you remember what I was talking about earlier, Viper is a great pause 3 on teams that need a tanky guy but don't need him to make you tanky. Well, that's kind of out of the picture now. Viper's actually going to be in a bit of a pickle here. He's just going to have to buy some defensive items. This team is not going to win if they don't have a pipe. That much is you can pretty much go to the bank on that one.
I just want to say right now, you were mentioning earlier Diffusal Blade picks on a lot of those heroes they banned being the main counter intended for Wraith King here. I'm gonna be frank. I really like building Diffusal Blade on heroes that you don't normally see it on. It's not expected. They don't know how to deal with it. Lina with Diffusal, really gross, because you can set up your stun without needing to use, say, Yules, for example.
Right.
You can just purge them. Well, it doesn't purge anymore. That's right. He just slows them and sets it up for Light Strike and their full combo, and they lose all their mana in the process. It's gross.
Right. Yeah, Diff Blade on Lina. Diff Blade on Lina is really gross. Diff Blade on Weaver is really gross. An anti-mage here actually wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. You would have a lot to say about this team, and that magic damage resistance built into him would do a lot of good for him. Instead, it's
Alright, well, there's their big tanky... Well, actually, no, they have 3 heroes now with insanely good stat growths.
Right. I suppose they must have heard me talking about how they needed to shake up their pause 3 lineup, because that's too... I believe this is the second time the tournament MattyBoy is playing Sanking. I believe this is the first time Crafty Potato is playing Viper. Vic Vaughn as the Skeleton King. You know, also, you're going to think I'm stupid for saying this, but only yesterday I had Dota open because I was just waiting around for the tournament to start, and I was looking at your featured heroes, right? See what you had there. One of them was the Wraith King with the Skeleton King skin, obviously. And I only realized then, it's not that Wraith King has a really weird, big, extra jaw. It's that he's, like, using... I mean, it is an extra jaw. It's not that he has, like, a really big, weird jaw. It's not like his old, like... The Wraith King beard is bones. It's just, like, another jaw that he's using as, like, the bottom half of a helmet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but I like it.
I mean, old, the pre-Arcana model for Skeleton King, his bones were just made of other people's bones. He just kept adding more. I mean, if you looked at his rib cage and spine, he was just, like, big braided spine patchwork.
Right.
Alright, here we go.
There he is, coming in. That's a very, very threatening guy to be leading the charge there.
Another threatening guy.
And then there's 7.
Tupac have picked a very blunt sort of strategy, a very blunt sort of lineup here. They got one trick in this whole bag, and that's to just beat people up as quick as possible. They want team fights to be short, they want team fights to be brutal, they want team fights to be nasty, they want team fights to be brutish, they want team fights to be like what life is like without the social contract.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, normally I wouldn't say Wyvern's a terribly great pick overall against anything resembling a squishy team, but being that they have 2 people on that team who have considerably powerful right-click and are meant to sort of burst someone down with right-click potentially between Skeleton King and Lina, you see, the idea here is she could just pick one of the 3 supports, or heck, just kill Warlock's Golem if she so needed to. Just Winter's Curse it. Bam. Problem's done.
There's also this you have to think about when you're in the Winter's Curse on the Radiant as well. Which is,
does that work like that?
It doesn't... there's no reason in my head that it shouldn't. If you die with that up, you still explode.
We shall find out.
I don't believe you do have a trait for more damage. I don't believe the old thing where you could like make heroes do 1,000,000 caustic finale damages in the game anymore, but still, that's something to consider.
Begins.
Nobody's fighting over the runes this time.
Yep, 2 for 2.
Old Vic Vaughn is not gonna try it again. Got first blooded trying to invade enemy rune last round. What? This is interesting. Having a little spat between the sports in mid here.
Yeah. Just gonna deward that.
Yep. Taking out the vision. I doubt that sentry in the middle of the river is gonna come in much handy, but still, if you can, you should.
Well, I think he placed the sentry to deward an observer, and just got, counter dewarded himself.
Matty headphones. Headphones.
Headphone issue.
Puppy paws.
Attack pause.
And TallBallz agreed.
I wonder if Puppy was like known for attack pausing, because it's always called the Puppy pause for some reason.
Yeah, I can't think of an example of that.
If I remember correctly, there was a couple points in. I think specifically there was a game where I want to say he was playing Chen. He had a Necronomicon on him, and he was about to get arrowed by Moran. He just randomly happened to pause. He's like, oop. And he's like, wait a minute. So he decides to, quote-unquote, accidentally tack pause, pot Necro, and the creep ate the arrow instead of him.
Wow.
I believe that's the source of that. I believe that's the source of that clip.
That had to be ancient. That had to be like TI1 or something.
I think it was closer to TI2, because around the time that Chen had, he didn't have his weird regen abilities and such.
I can't wait for the, when TI start getting into the 80 range, so they can have have a lawsuit with Texas Instruments.
Yeah, 82, yeah.
Wraith King, or Skeleton King.
Getting kind of messed up by not only creeps, but by that Ignite's doing a lot of damage.
Yep, Ignite has been probably one of the most damaging skills. Oh, what happened?
Oh wow, we looked away for a moment there.
MattyBoy
got if I had to guess, just a grueling right-click contest, and they just sort of ate it. No, he blew his stun to get a last hit, and it would also put him way out of position.
Svensson.
Yeah, he was, I think he was assuming, because Mighty Midget was getting really messed up there. Oh, Mighty Midget just out of mana, just done, just walking away. Not quite.
And bottom lane, good old Skeleton King is getting himself a little messed up, it looks like.
It hits me that with the festivities, we did not do the player calls in the last lineup, so let's just fix that right now, right? Vic Vaughn on Skeleton King, position 1. Draforgan on Lena, pause 2. MattyBoy, team captain on Sand King, pause 3.
Oh,
maybe
boy.
about to get a kill here. Oh, that was a really well-timed Fairy Fire. Good time Fairy Fire, good time Embrace. He's gonna be fine. Anyway, MattyBoy, pause 3. Danger Doom, pause 4. Currently playing Hoodwink. Governor, pause 5. Playing the Warlock. Last round they were actually swapped, so these guys are just kind of playing general supports. On the other hand, number 5, Mighty Midget on Wyvern. Pause 4, we've got Max as Ogre Magi. Pause 3, Crafty Potato on Viper. Pause 2, Puck being played by TallBallz. And finally, pause 1, we've got D3 Code on Sven. TallBallz, by the way, team captain.
Yep. Pause 1's getting, I suppose not Sven, but Radiant safe lane getting a little starved out.
Yeah, Skeleton King so far actually lowest core as far as last
hits go. That Ogre and Viper combo is quite nasty.
It's real tough to deal with.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh boy, is he dead?
That's gonna be enough to survive, I think.
Yep, the Tango
yeah.
plus the Shadow Word was just enough to keep him up here.
Yeah, barely. Even with those 2 sources of regen, it was barely enough.
If Viper had gone for just a little extra, I think he could have gotten an easy kill from that, but I believe he was a little intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh no, he ate a mango. He's going for another shadow where he's still got tangles. It's not going to be enough. That's going to kill him.
Oh yeah.
Ouch. Ogre Magi wasn't even there. He didn't even witness that happen.
Hoodwink's being chased through the jungle at top lane. Almost died. Will.
Oh.
Just kind of wasted a lot of their time though, because I noticed I was looking at the minimap there during that last encounter, but it was a considerably long chase through the jungle.
That is one of the advantages to Hoodwink. Hoodwink wastes your time, no matter what you're doing, basically. It is a long affair to get rid of her.
Yep. At least Sven picks himself up a kill there.
Yep, starting out pretty strong for Tupac here. One thing is that, on one hand, picking a Viper in a lineup like this, in a lot of ways, you're mortgaging your future. He's going to walk all over people in lane. He's going to walk all over people first 10-20, but he's going to be kind of hard-pressed to do much past that point. But in lane, he is going to be able to be just a very annoying presence. You know, Skeleton King just could not keep pressing that there. Just because of that, and he's
gonna do fine actually. He's got a Helm of Iron. Well, that's gonna keep him alive through just about anything in laning phase.
Yep.
Low.
But the thing is that if you notice, even during that, he is on, as a wise man once said, an IV drip, a steady IV drip of tangos. He is having to buy up a lot and use a lot just to keep himself alive. And Warlock from the bill for a bit of that as well. Also means that no matter what, Warlock is practically going to be forced to max Shadow Word first, which is an unconventional, but it's never nice to not have the option, which is truly the case. Danger Doom going down again, Winter Wyvern, or not Winter Wyvern, Hoodwink rather, going down a couple of times, while Winter Wyvern not even really too involved with that. It's very interesting, 0-4 so far, but the net worth advantage is actually with the Radiant, which is a little unusual.
Because Lena's owning mid.
Yeah, Lena is kind of walking all over TallBallz here. A bit unexpected.
You know,
it's not a very nice matchup for Puck.
Right.
Against Lena. Because she has a lot of answers to what Puck does before she gets blinked. You know, if you
honestly, it boils down to who has the better read or who's in their opponent's mind better. Speaking of who's in the opponent's mind better, I can tell you where this is going mental battle wise.
Oh, Ogre though.
Oh.
Ogre goes down to the fatal bonds. Now you must win the match or Wraith King's gonna harvest your bows. He's gonna harvest 2 kills in this lane right now though.
Alright.
I do not think that kill on Warlock was worth it. He got more out of it for the kill on Warlock, but not by much.
No, he definitely should have used ult for Wraith King here.
And now Wraith King is like 3 last hits away from getting his armlet before 10 minutes.
Yep.
In fact, he's about to get it right about now.
Yeah, one more last hit.
Nobody's down there.
Oh no, I just thought of something actually. Do me a quick favor and take a spin to see what Sven's farm's at right now. How does he score up to Wraith King?
He's got more last hits. He's got 3 more last hits. So more denies here as well, and he's got more kills.
What's on the courier? He's got something coming.
Morbid.
Ah, coming in with Morbid. That's
actually so confident they can't kill him. He's not gonna level 1 reincarnate.
Wow, that is a declaration of confidence. Maybe it's a bluff. Maybe they just want him to think. They just want to think. That's something I don't really typically approve of doing, is skipping Wraith King's ult at 6 just because of how essential it is towards pressure in the early game.
Right.
But if they think you have it, and you're confident enough to not die with it,
then it doesn't matter. You might as well still have it.
They're more inclined to just dump everything on you to try and blow an ult that isn't there.
Right. It's more of that mental game. We were talking about a lot about mental game in the live broadcast this week. Naga's, funnily enough, they had a situation where they actually had a strong middle game get a little turned around on them.
A lot of very confident build decisions in the Wraith King, actually. You know, armlet before boots, no level 6 reincarnate. It's very confident. Maybe a little overconfident though. Confidence here, yeah.
No, armlet's on. Is he gonna be able to toggle this? Will he be able to toggle it?
It's a tough thing to toggle. Will he need
no,
to?
he's
The answer
fine.
is no. Wow. Actually,
Alright.
almost killed the Puck.
Big pole.
Puck just used the
Not a mana.
last of his mana. Yeah, well, that was very
He's
interesting.
okay though.
Yeah, at least he got the
He's
pig
fine,
pole.
but
Be real
he's-
embarrassing to just drop an item there.
yeah, that was
Even if
very
he gets a
interesting.
useless big pull.
Ogre is gonna stumble into some trouble.
TallBallz just assuming there that Skeleton King is either out or fine. Kind of the wrong assumption. He actually come in and threw him that ball in. That would have been big. Instead, that was just another way Dragon's going to get a little bit of a leg up on the guy here. A bit unfortunate. I gotta say, it's not a great day for TallBallz. And it's definitely to Dragon's credit that this is the case. I mean, I would say TallBallz, one of the better mids in this tournament. Certainly nobody to sneeze at. Dragon's been taking it to him quite handily.
He's been shown up.
So that's a big opponent for Dragon to be knocking down here. Actually going to take the tower here. Going to be the first of the match. On the other hand,
You rotate with Burn over here.
nothing fun happening in the safe lane here for MF Doomed. Hoodwink TBing in.
Yep.
Skeleton's
Oh boy.
invading.
Gonna get a big brawl here.
Skill's
Really coming.
actually preventing Wraith King from joining in for a while there. We get Wyvern and knock out the Courier for that effort, but not much more, but that's fine. That was a lot of dire rotation down here bot, and MF Doomed kind of turned it away.
A little unfortunate that they have two setups for Luna's Light Strike Array on their own team. They have Pucky and Wyverny. And, you know, kind of showed there, you know, you just aren't gonna save someone with Embrace as long as Luna's around.
Right. It's a very good counter pick there. I mentioned earlier how.
Oh, there's a curse available here to play with.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
He's dead.
Yep.
He actually would not have had the mana for Reincarnate even if he had it leveled.
Yep.
That's not great. That's not great. Decode's
Decode's
here.
here.
He's
Yep.
red. He's mad.
Nope, no stun.
Yeah, the range in that Stormhammer's really short.
That was on cooldown, so.
You know, this Finn set kind of looks like it
But
wouldn't
next
stick
up.
out too much in like a Metro game or something.
Definitely has like some kind of mini boss kind of thing. Like you're moving through an
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah.
You got it pretends to be asleep or part of the background, then it gets up and tries to kick your ass.
It gets up and it's like, Sven! These Stormhammer's here. Stormhammer ags you.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's scary.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, I just
Dota.
have a great game mode. Great game mode. Dota 2, but abilities are randomly their Ag Shard variant.
I don't know why I thought you were about to say Dota 2, except you can go to sleep.
Man, I think you just want to go to bed, dude.
No, I was just
Hustle
thinking
here.
about how you were describing the Sven mini boss. Everybody's kind of posturing for a battle, but nobody really wants to go right now.
That's
Having a, fun
Wyvern's
vision
mad.
contest.
kind of hassling the racing
Everyone got mad.
dewarding.
Just having a pissing contest here.
This is so unnecessary.
It really
Alright.
was. Just a ward war.
Meanwhile, Sven farms at top. Hey, look at this net worth. Lena actually leading the chart. Sven not far behind. That's Decode. Second most net worth in the server on Sven. That's
Lena's got double damage going. I can only tell you the number of times so far in this set that I've seen double damage Lena is just completely shred an entire team.
But today it's
Yep.
double damage Lena shredding her way up the net worth charts as she's using it to clear out these camps here. She's actually surprising. It's a good use of double damage that I think a lot of people kind of forget about is like you can farm a lot in a really short time span if nobody's really on the field, if nobody's presenting themselves to get clocked. It's actually a really good way to use it. Very good
Yep.
efficiency. And such was the case there.
Almost got that Yules. What do we got in Ogre right now? He's a bit, well, I wouldn't say behind, but
He doesn't
definitely
really
saving
have
up.
No,
These are
one
pause
thing
funds,
that one thing that I noticed he's actually 4. One thing that I notice here is doesn't have a Bloodlust level yet, which is very interesting because there's 2 guys in this team very good with Bloodlust. One thing you were mentioning earlier, Ocelot, about how Winter Vern actually has a lot of, like, sort of, you know, almost hidden carry potential. It really comes out. That Wyvern right click really sucks when it's to be hit with. I mean, when it's bloodlusted, it is really not nice to have bloodlust Wyvern. This is this sucks.
That's a misplay right there.
Ouch.
Oh.
Not necessarily a misplay, because I don't think there's any way he survives anyway.
Right.
More the misplay of they miscalculated where they were going to land when they came down from their flight. They got stuck in trees, and you can see them trying to click around going, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, the topic of Wyvern carry is actually pretty unique. She sort of fills the same role as Sniper with a bit of extra farm to start off with compared to Sniper's abilities, but really should be stated that Arctic Burn really does give you a lot of attack range, and especially at night with the night range and the flying vision, you can just light somebody up from distance. They can't stop you. Bonus points if you get lucky and find a Quicksilver Amulet.
And also bonus points, you got Ogre Magi on your team and can turn you into an A10.
Mm-hmm.
In
Of
a,
course, you know, on the other side, you
in
got
a situation like this. What's
Go
going
on.
on, Randy?
On the other side, you got the longest attack range in the game, Lena.
Right.
Aside from Sniper, obviously.
Right. The, also, I think Techie's actually also outranges her.
No, I think Beishi's just slightly longer range.
Well, they're about the same anyway. The Ogre Magi Bloodlust on the Arctic Burn means that you can get a lot out of it. And in either case, which is really nice for you. If you're a carry, right? If you're going core with that Wyvern, being a little ballsy here, being a little off the wall there, then you can, like I said, you just become an A10. You just become, the force to be feared from the skies there. When you're big red and just bringing death, that's a hard thing to argue with. But if you're a support, you can actually still get a lot of use out of it, because it's basically like a stand-in for some more core items, so you can kind of use that to act as a semi-core in a fight. So it's a nice win-win for you there. It's a good combination.
Indeed.
Haven't been leveling it so far, though. Hope to see it very soon.
Yeah, Arctic Burn carry potential is really high, and bonus points if you manage to get some strong overall stat boosting items for carry offense. It's obvious choice to start with is going to be something like Hurricane Pike. Right. But if you can get yourself my favorite 2 things to go for in that sense are Desolator into Maelstrom. You can absolutely shred people. Once you get rid of the armor problem, you got to go to base damage, you've got some magic damage on hit on top of Arctic Burn. And if you get Quicksilver for the attack projectile speed, or say Dragon Scale, fittingly enough, you can really melt people with Arctic Burn damage.
It's a lot of gold from the position that Wyvern's here in. One thing that actually would be good.
People underestimate it, but she can get gold fast because of Splinter Blast.
Right. She has pause 5 here though. She's going to be competing for that farm with Spin and stuff. So she's going to be a bit hard pressed to get much money here. Oh. Hoodwink.
Ogre might not actually die to this.
Hoodwink
He's
is
fine.
Getting shredded. They smoked in for this, but it didn't get
this
much.
Is exactly...
the Arctic Burn just to cockblock the Sand King ult just got completely wasted. Oh
no,
man.
It doesn't go on cooldown anymore if it gets interrupted.
Still,
I will say
it doesn't.
One thing.
Oh, he actually stopped it. I thought he started and it just didn't go.
No.
Okay.
I will tell you right now. You witnessed it just a bit ago, but Wyvern could ult one of their squishies and just turn them straight from full to dead.
Right.
They have several heroes that hit really hard with their right click by default, and turning that against their squishies, you just remove them from play. There was absolutely nothing that poor Hoodwink could do about it.
Right. One thing I was going to say, an item that's a little much for Winter Wyvern's farm position, but I think it would actually be tenable here, which is an item that I feel like is very rarely discussed, and to be frank, very rarely worth discussing. I actually think a Mage Slayer here would work really well for her.
Yeah, Mage Slayer's another good choice. It's another item. I'm like, oh, speaking of Quicksilver.
It's an item that's within her budget, reasonably within her budget, that goes really well with that Bloodlust effect, because that magic damage nullification, there's no cooldown on it. As long as you're firing on somebody, it's still going out. And it's, you know, even on Wraith King, that's still nullifying that Wraithfire Blast. He's not concentrating on it yet, but that's still a very annoying target. On Sand King, that's the worst thing imaginable. That just completely nullifies your ult. On
Yeah,
Lena,
hands down.
On Lena, until you get that Ags, that's going to really mess with your Laguna Blade, really mess with your output. You know, Warlock's going to mess with some of his output, especially if he's using his W offensively. On Hoodwink, it's going to mess with their output to a degree. You know, it's a nice thing to get in a scenario like this. A bit unconventional, but in this specific scenario, I think it actually would be fairly good. Doubt we're gonna see it, but you know, I'm just going Brain Blast here. Wraith King gonna do an ult here. Just try to do another early ult, or another early Roche, like in last game.
Hopefully
Yeah, he does have his.
Oh boy.
He has his reincarnation up here. Sven actually pops the stun on Roche.
Oh god. Hoodwink just melts.
The Puck ult goes down just to get rid of the squirrel.
Hoodwink is very problematic for trying to Roche, so I actually don't.
Hoodwink is dangerous if you're trying to interrupt Roche because she can just throw her net in and bam, catches 2-3 people minimum.
Or just shoot an ult in, you know.
Right.
Get someone randomly slapped by Roche and they die. Oh god, that's a lot of damage going out on. Is he gonna die to this? He's gonna die to this!
Is. I don't know if you saw, there was actually, just to add insult to injury, there was an Ignite Blast came from downtown.
Yep.
Just to,
Smoke up.
Yep.
Smoke was invisible going, but... Oh no.
They knew they were invis, but they didn't know who they were going after.
Oh, Sven's gonna eat it though.
Code. Okay,
he's not gonna lose Aegis yet. This Hoodwink is not getting away.
Yep. I thought that might have been dieback, but no, she just really responds that fast. Really behind for levels right now.
She's getting pressed pretty hard.
Oh no, that's set up right there.
Yep.
This is a bit of confidence here, just sort of wading through the danger. Is this gonna be worth it? This is not worth it, Skeleton King. You have no team. Sand King's ulting.
Oh, but his
ult got cockblocked by Viper.
No, what are you doing?
That was really tragic. What happened there? I think his blink got knocked out by Corrosive Skin.
Yep.
Viper just walked up to him while he was ulting. The Corrosive Skin stopped it.
Completely blocked up by the Viper.
That was good positioning from Viper. It was a bit self-sacrificial, but he didn't even die for it. That was good.
Yep.
Crafty Potato did not have a great first game in this lineup, and so far he's actually been doing pretty good for himself. He's in an unlikely scenario. He's in a place where he's not going to be able to do that much in this game, but what he can do, he's been doing. And Decode, once again, as usual, he's putting on a very strong performance. He is really being aggressive, really taking it to them.
Oh, no.
Dead again, baby. Oh, no, she's actually going to win this one.
No, barely going to escape. I gotta say, I didn't account for something when I saw their setup with Warlock Fatal Bonds between, well, everything Lena can do on top of Sand King's ult with all that damage going around, just free-flowing. I didn't account for the fact that I brought something up earlier. Almost all these heroes over on Dire's side have high base stats. Very good stat growth, too, meaning that that Fatal Bonds combo just isn't going to matter. If there's one thing Sand King struggles to kill, it's extra tanky heroes.
Right. Viper got himself Greaves already.
I think that's death sentence.
I don't think it's necessarily death sentence, but that's a very, very big detriment to the Radiant. It's going to make him pretty tough to kill, and it's going to, more importantly, make his buddies really tough to kill.
Skeleton King is in trouble. He's not going to make it out of this if he doesn't... Okay, he's going to
juice the trees a little bit. Up just to make sure Sven survives.
Yep.
Is he going to get away with this?
Oh man, he's dead. Sven comes in, he's mad, he's just tearing people to shreds. Golem comes out, the perfect timing.
He's got Aegis, they popped Aegis. Oh no, Lena's gonna rip apart Hoodwink again!
Completely destroyed.
Buyback on Hoodwink, wow. What is happening? This is just a disaster?
Lena's trying to turn it around a bit.
Oh, the trait boosted ice. Oh, he's healed over the half. That's ridiculous.
Tupac's namesake going down. For all of this, they actually didn't get what they came for. All of this was to try and knock out this T2, but it's not only is it still up, they still don't really have a great opportunity to knock it down. Gonna have to be very ballsy, take a bit of a risk if they want to keep this up.
Without those embraces, Sven would be dead.
For sure, yeah.
And Actually sick embraces.
Got himself a BKB there at the end of that fight, which is going to change a lot. BKB
Yep, and
equals,
crits.
you know, Lena's not going to be able to do much for quite a while. Sand King ult isn't going to be able to do much to him.
Yep.
Warlock ult isn't going to stun. Fatal Bomb's not
Super
going to do
close to
anything.
those crits as well.
Yep. There's definitely, you can definitely tell the Mighty Midget here on Laverne.
Radiant are
He's
scanning.
been really practicing those embraces, man. Turning people into popsicles
Yep.
like this, doing a fantastic job with it. Hungry with this ult here.
Curse is up in another couple seconds.
I feel like the play to make is to try and bait out a faulty ult between Viper or Wyvern, sort of have someone ready to make an escape if they need to, make it happen, and then flow in when they're trying to make a play off the person they think is their main target. And
Right.
just have just have Wraith King just mop them up. But I'm beginning to have doubts here. Like, they're at a pretty decent deficit here. It's only 5k advantage over on Dire, but they have a pretty big hill to climb here. They've got good towers.
Okay.
They got good tower
Oh,
damage
here
in, but
comes
what are they going to do with uphill?
Gonna be pain on Wraith King.
Are they
Lots
gonna
and
make-
lots and lots of pain.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not going to use his death to make setup. Are they going to do something with
They
this?
did. They are coming in. They're coming in hot. Oh, the
There's
curse
the
there.
bait.
Oh, the stun. Okay.
Oh,
Not a
Fatal
great curse
Bomb's
there.
damage is really good. Come on,
Sven
drop an
just getting
ult.
creamed here.
Yeah, he's dead.
Lena, come on, use your ult. They're all Fatal Bonds. There we go.
Tower is under attack.
Actually, I believe ulted somebody who was not bonded there, but still got the kill
The
for it.
two cores go down there.
Yeah, that's a big turnaround moment for them right there. They did indeed. It did take them just a moment. There was an inch of hesitation, but not enough to actually matter there. They were able to use that the reincarnate to set up a very nasty fight. Went just how they liked it.
Yep.
One big thing there is that even though the embraces were good, the winner's curse really not too great there. The thing I was about to say, as far as, you know, when Oslo is describing what does the Radiant need to do, here's what the Dire needs to do to really seal the deal on this. Next team fight started out by waiting for the perfect moment, because it's going to happen just how these two have been operating this game. Get the curse out on Lena when Wraith King is right next to her. Just make her die instantly. Knock her out of the fight. You are wasting a load of Wraith King's time, and you're wasting Lena, who is a big person there. Now that is a Linken's that you have to watch out for doing that. That does complicate matters. They do not have a lot of great
And,
responses to Linken's.
I'd like to point out she's got double damage bottled yet again. What is it with Lena's in this tier that just keep getting double damage, man?
Praying to Gabe. Sacrificing goats.
Yeah. And with that, by the way, a 6k net worth advantage turned into a 3k net worth advantage.
Yeah.
So,
That's kind of funny, those two
Pretty
jungle items. I feel like they're just like, hey, you want to trade?
Yeah. That's funny.
I've actually seen a match where a Warlock did. He's like, hey, I'll trade you my Keen Optic for your shovel, and they actually did. Like,
Nice.
enemy team.
Negotiation successful.
I mean, hey, whatever it takes, right?
I can see it. I can see if you really, really wanted that keen optic, man. And there's some guys who really want that keen optic. Viper coming down here wants to do a little bit of objective play. Something his team so far has not been able to get much done in. One thing that, okay, good. I was about to say, one thing that he could do to make things a lot easier for himself, go for a shard.
Oh, absolutely. Shard is just sort of an upgrade for him, bar none.
Right. Budwin comes
Yeah.
in,
Oh, no.
Yep. Have to pop
Certainly
Liv at a
looking for
pretty nasty time here. Does not get much done. Forced to do so. Well, that Viper shard does do a lot for them. It's gonna ironically make a funny scenario where the person who well, okay, goodbye, Matt Villain. Oh my God, what's happening here? Even I didn't see this happening.
yeah, this is certainly
This
happening.
is bad.
Oh,
good
Sven's
thing.
mad.
Good thing Laverne was watching. Man, I actually...
Skeleton King is getting the hell out of there. He wants none of this.
Good.
Lena almost solo got killed by the Sven. That was actually really good.
Right. Good good counterattack there from Tupac. That could have been disastrous. I don't think. The one creep!
Oh, he's gonna do it?
No!
Oh, never mind. He's dead.
The worst possible timing on these guys.
GG.
It called GG
Literally
for the creep.
impossible.
Oh, Quickening Charm. Quickening Charm on Wraith King, man. He doesn't actually want it. Who took it? They better not be
I
putting
can tell
that in
you,
the stash.
I actually know Sand King. Yeah. Quickening Charm is a really subtle item, but it's gross.
Oh, there's a lot of people that Quickening Charm just ruins your life.
Slark.
To sit on.
Slark.
Yeah. Quickening Charm on Slark, it is really hard to beat that.
And I've seen a really gross one. Quickening Charm on Neeks is actually pretty bad, too.
Yeah. It's a very, very nasty item. Actually, one of the more recent games we saw, it just kind of lingered in the stash. I did not approve of that.
Quickening Charm Alchemist is also pretty bad, though.
yeah, you just can never kill him. It's just 24/7 ult. Mighty Measured,
quite aggressive.
Trying to snipe at some objectives some more. We've seen anything there. The MF Doom can do a lot of objective damage in a very short time. They can kind of come out of nowhere and just knock you out for that. Man, that was not the not what I expected to see. that top tower, I gotta say.
He's still reading that lane.
Yeah.
Got a skeleton.
Sven's got a Shadow Blade just sitting in his stash, but I guess he wants it to be a surprise.
Yep.
Maybe make the enemy team think that he's building up a Daedalus. Honestly, I would just go for the Daedalus. He's got double damage. He's got to make something of this. Double damage Sven is too big of a play opportunity to just sit on your ass with. He needs to do something now.
I do know why he's going for the Silver Edge, though, actually. Does it disable the lifesteal on Vampiric?
I don't know if it does.
I think it's technically inactive now, so no.
Got either way, got a lot of good passes to get rid of on this lineup, so.
I can tell you who that might actually be for, passive-wise. Might be Lena.
Yeah. Fiery Soul does a lot for you. And you also got the trade here.
Lena's doing lots of damage. She herself has a Daedalus.
He's gonna be taking that shard. Risking himself.
Oh, what is this? What is this? That is a misplay!
Yeah,
Sven's bad though.
Wolverine thought it was just gonna be like a cat.
Oh, those right clicks are monstrously strong.
Catches
Lena
really
on edge.
Lena. She's trying to waste her time. It's not that easy to snuff her out.
Come on! Oh, the wing supporting!
Oh, here it is! Like I said, the prophecy, as foretold, has come true. Lena just completely eliminated from this game. Wraith King got nowhere to be, nowhere to go. He is screwed, dude.
He is not going down without a fight, though.
Great buyback from Laverne. Great.
I feel like, right there, Hoodwink just had nothing to contribute with. She had to sit at the sidelines because she's so used to getting bullied out of a fight, just dying instantly. Could not get in there and actively do something.
Yep. Wraith King only popped his shard when he died, actually. Would have been nice to have there, I can tell you that much. Still, wow. That was some good good play calling on Tupac there. Very strong way to turn this fight around. This time I definitely
oh no. Definitely sitting way too far out.
Yeah. I don't know who got it. Okay, it was Ogre. I do approve the Lotus Orb this game on the Ogre. It is, I do think people are overrating in this tournament generally, but in this specific case, can't complain. A lot of good stuff to get with that. Hoodwink just trying to waste as much time as possible here, but they just can't do it.
Lots of trees going around out here.
Oh, they're rolling bottom lane, huh?
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, man.
Oh, they're man fighting each other.
Oh, Sven's the first to fall, but Sven going down right after. Reincarnate was back up.
Yep. Oh boy.
Vern eliminated from the matchup.
Lena's
But,
deadly.
oh man!
Oh no!
Wraith King actually took a load of damage from Viper
Lena
there.
blasted her own
Pay
face
attention
off
to
with the
the Lena
Lotus Orb.
fuzz.
Oh!
Rampage!
She took her own Laguna Blade up her nose just to make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she certainly did.
This, my friends, is what we call the turnaround.
And she
This could
instantly
be.
goes to that lane where the Rex are open.
They actually
One
knocked
wreck.
out one of the Rex in the
Oh.
meantime. One of the just got run over by creeps.
Wraith King
Wow.
Sultan's
They're not going to be down for very long, though. They need to make a very, very, like, concentrated push
I think-
into mid to take their racks in there. Or Lena needs to pick up the pace and really burst those racks down before creep waves keep
She
pushing
can.
her
She
line
definitely
down.
can. And
Yeah,
here's the
she's
Lena.
looking at it. She's
She
getting
doesn't have
mad.
Desolator, but she's got good attack damage, but she doesn't quite have the ability to rip a base apart on her own.
Certainly will get
It's
these
going to require her
Rex.
to focus the racks, but I don't
And,
think she has enough to actually push in with the creeps and
We got
anything
two
else.
pushing down mid too.
They're only going to get the tier 2, and they might not even get the tier 2. They're just sort of
Probably
liking
are
it.
gonna get the T2 here.
Yeah, because Lena.
Yeah.
Okay,
also
now
gonna
that
get
Lena's
a-
here.
Also gonna get an appreciable amount of damage done to this T3.
Potentially. Everyone is
Oh,
up
no.
in a very concerning amount of time, so I don't.
They don't even
Disapprove.
wanna...
They all died and came back around the same time, fitting.
In a
that was,
satanic.
that was big. This was looking like this was slipping right out of MF Doom's, you know, just slipping right away for them. It was really looking like they were running out of options there, and then suddenly they had that
Lena
big
Rip, it certainly
turnaround.
can change a lot.
Dire are scanning.
She just got satanic! Oh
Another
man.
yeah, I did mention that. Another monstrous mid game here.
Completely finished it. Man, that's...
Personally, I like to see people run I really do love seeing Desolator on carries. I just feel like it
Right.
really helps with those particularly tanky foes. You can just sit there and eat damage all day because their base stats let them scale really hard with even the smallest amounts of armor. Ogre, Viper, and even Wyvern are among those.
And Sven as well.
Sven.
Especially with his...
Sven,
Z.
yeah, Sven especially. If he hits his ultimate, he is just gonna walk through that damage and not care.
Whew, I was really worried for a second there. When
When
I popped in, I saw Lincoln's pop and Wyvern hanging around, man. I was a little worried.
W.
Ooh, Cloak of Flames on Sven here. That's a nice find. Speaking of yet more armor and durability, passive radiance too. I haven't needed to build it just about. He's not going to use
He
it
wants a
though.
Mindbreaker.
Yeah, you want some Mindbreaker?
Who? Viper, I guess. Ogre. Who's going
I
to
think
take that?
Puck's actually calling it.
Or,
Puck. Okay, then you don't think he would have gone for Blast Rig then, because he has to get up in people's faces. But okay.
Well, I think the logic there is that you like come in and you can stay in phase shift.
Phase
to just
shift.
burn
That
people.
makes sense. Yeah, I suppose it does have some merit to it.
yeah. Oh,
Uh-oh.
decode.
Oh no!
Oh, but Wraith King wasn't
They weren't
quite
ready.
quick on the draw
Oh
yet.
no!
They're all
Oh,
they're getting
No,
nobody.
he got cursed.
As predicted.
Oh.
As predicted, the Sand King just couldn't operate in the world with that winner's
Oh,
curse.
he Shadow Blade dodged that stun!
If you chase
Lena
two
found him.
rabbits, you lose them both.
He hit
Oh,
BKB,
finally has
it's
to
not
pop
gonna be
that
enough,
BKB.
he's gonna get... Oh
Brace.
god, this is really tense! They're dropping
actually go
everything,
down.
they're gonna get two!
He actually goes down for that.
90 seconds, a minute and a half left until respawn, no buyback. This is really bad looking.
Oh boy.
Ogre Magi getting just shredded here.
Oh my god, the damage going out here is insane! Oh, he's in real big trouble.
It's a blink off.
Ooh. Oh no, he's been spotted. Oh, the dodge! Nice play.
And he actually jukes them. They're still chasing the wrong way, but...
Oh, no! Oh!
TPing.
Oh, Guna
I-
I
Blade!
feel like...
Dragon,
I feel
Dragon
like...
certainly ain't a mad mid anymore, huh, boys?
Yeah. I feel like one big thing here in this tournament so far, the TP out of the bad scenario in the middle of everybody play. I don't think that's worked yet so far, man.
Oh no!
Well, maybe one day it will.
Oh, Wraith King. Oh no, he's got a plan. He's
BKB.
God.
bait. How easily people forget that he can just reincarnate.
Dire's bottom tower
They fell for it.
Obviously.
They fell for bait. He's just gonna sit here and keep well. He has no fear. He wants this Rax.
How easily
No,
people
the
forget that
toggle.
Lena's a carry. Good god.
Yeah, Lena's damage is definitely
Oh,
hitting
the
its
Daedalus.
end-game apex.
Daedalus.
She does a little over rapier level damage now, so she's definitely threat range for those squishier heroes.
Death has no grip on me.
They're in an awkward position, but sure it'll be fine.
This team doesn't really want to keep going for this.
Lena's a bit
Only
overextended,
Dragon.
but she does not care.
She's gonna solo the Wyvern down.
Yeah, looks like only Dragon has that sort of confidence right now. I was actually gonna. I think I would have concurred with Dragon there. I think keeping the pressure on would have been good.
Dire's middle tower
Even
is
with
under
this
attack.
big of an advantage as they have right now, they're still kind of sitting at one nasty winner's curse away from Tupac being able to turn this around.
Yep.
The less opportunity you give
decode.
for that, the better. Go got Yules just to show there's a sentry there, just to flex on him.
Yeah. He's looking at a rapier.
Rank actually has Ags and not
We have-
Refresher, Ags and Shard here.
We have a rapier and quick buy, boys.
Here we
Oh,
go.
boy. Oh, could this be it? Could we finally be seeing the everyone's favorite item?
Dire are scanning.
I can tell you this, it's going to be a little hard at this juncture to even give up the Echo Saber for it. I actually feel like just picking up the Moon Shard, eating that would actually be a better sort of desperation item for him.
I say this with a lot of certainty, but there is very, very few things in Dota that are quite as scary as a Sven with Bloodlust at max level, let alone if he gets to trade for it.
Sven with Bloodlust with that
And a rapier. Yeah.
That's the thing I was going to say is, then you get the rapier.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. You get the rapier after you get that Moon Shard, brother, you're doing a lot of pain.
He didn't even wait a
God.
second to put that leveler on. You know this man just found something that made him smile.
Yep.
He certainly is,
Exactly what I wanted to say.
he is geared towards the rapier build.
Ooh, mama. Wraith King got something real interesting.
My favorite. My favorite.
Just gonna run down this mid tower.
They don't have Mana Burn, so they really have nothing to fight the Refresher with.
Even if they did, he has shards, so they can't deal that.
Well, it's, even then, the Mana Burn is there to make sure that he can't assist with stuns regardless,
Right.
but
Can't,
if he gets Ags... If he gets Ags and Refresher, oh my lord, there is nothing they can do to stop him from just pushing a base and just to do damage to towers. Even if they die.
Towers, Lena just blowing up their T3 from a mile away. Wraith King,
Oh,
very
he is
brave.
not scared.
He's in.
Getting
Oh,
cursed.
no.
Sand King is just about to
he's gonna eat damage, he's not
Lena's
gonna die to it.
go to the next
Oh,
reality.
he's gonna... No, he got interrupted! No,
Sand
he got
King
interrupted!
ult. But it's
Oh,
really
Sand King did a lot of damage, but is it enough?
nothing going
Sven
on there.
just destroyed.
That was his refresher orb, and it did nothing for him this time.
Oh my god, Sven.
Like I said there, just one winner's curse. Enough to turn it around. TallBallz actually went down there. Lena bought back, showed up,
Lena's
and
bought
got
back,
rid of him.
yep.
Is now zooming right back to base.
Oh boy. That's a lot of gold towards that rapier, I think.
Yep. And here's Roche.
Oof, what a game.
This is crazy, man. This could still go either way for my bug. This could still go either way
Oh, yeah?
for my money. Hello, Hoodwink.
Ooh, I don't like the way this game's going. It's, I wouldn't say badly for either side overall, but there's definitely... We are teetering on the precipice of one significant push. One direction or other is all it needs for this game to end.
Yeah, the next fight is it for sure. Sven just got Ags.
One
Sven just got
significant
Ags.
play
He's
is
got
all it's going to
Satanic
take.
up. He's got his ult up. He's got the whole world in his hands, man.
Dangerously close.
Frankly, I feel like he needs to forgo the idea of
He,
getting a rapier right now, and he needs to instead focus on getting his Ags
He
made
got
into a
Ags.
blessing. No, made into a blessing. Oh well, he's got the blessing apparently.
Yeah,
That's
from,
just in his
from
backpack.
Russia. Gonna go to sideshow to maybe use it. Yeah. Sells his. Ah, here we go.
Here we go, baby.
Oh, I don't know if it was a great idea to sell his Mask of Madness straight up.
He sold Echo Saber.
Yeah,
Echo Saber,
he
oh.
blew up his
Right,
masquerade,
right.
Satanic.
Wait, oh.
Here it is, boys.
Alright,
We're
there
sitting
we
here
go.
at the end of the world. AC on Viper just to steroid Sven just a little more.
First rapier of the tournament, I believe.
He ended up, yeah, he did put the Ag Scepter on himself with the blessing. Can you hear it? It's a ticking of the clock. Tick tock,
Oh, yeah.
tick tock. We don't have long, fellas.
This next fight is so
Super
important.
It's super it.
The most important fight in this entire tournament so far, maybe.
I really do posit that Wraith King needs to just drop whatever he's building and get Ags now. He needs people
Yes.
to be able to fight from beyond the grave.
Yes, definitely.
Honest opinion. If you have the ability to stay alive past being killed and drop everything you have left just to spite the person who killed you, fucking do it.
And really puts a damper in the Sven plan here. Nothing.
Look at the
hurts
army of
more-
skeletons! Oh, they're all melting! No!
Skeletons
Ah,
are
they're
canceled. They're back.
Oh, no!
Yeah, hang on.
Was that a distraction? No.
No. It's
They all split off.
It's a very unfortunate thing here, but the Dire are falling into that trap again. The classic trap that's been hitting teams a lot in this tournament right now. They're trying desperately.
Oh.
They're waiting
Timeless
for
Relic.
Radiant initiation, but not only is Radiant not going to initiate, the time is not on their side to have them do it. They
I'm
cannot be
just
waiting
gonna-
around.
I'm just gonna say, Timeless Relic, that's big for up to 3 people on that enemy team. Viper could take it, Ogre could take it, Puck could take it. They could all make great use of that.
Sven, you got 2 minutes, brother. You gotta use them. You gotta use them. I don't think there's a. I think the Radiant have done the right thing here, and that they're effectively forcing uphill. They are not presenting themselves otherwise.
Yep.
Wraith King also putting the rat out at top. Better have TP. Okay, good, he does. With the leveler and the rapier, he's going to be doing so much building damage. Legitimately might one-shot this tower from where it stands.
Yep. Alright. Uphill.
Radiant is not here. They're not home. They want a base race.
They're gonna base race with a rapier?
They're going to base race with a rapier and leveler, actually.
Oh, he's gonna drop the ult. It's he BKB'd.
Nothing.
It's useless.
Absolutely nothing.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Bonk.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh boy.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Did a lot of damage for
Go
Viper,
right
but
to
it's
T4.
Oh, boy.
Right idea.
this is
We're
the
going.
problem. Oh, this is the problem they're facing here. They have to repel this push right now and make it last.
Now have mega creeps.
But Sven, he's got another minute left on that Aegis, and he's not afraid to use it.
This is the wrong move.
Oh, the back play. Are they gonna be able to make something work here, though? They have to dedicate to killing them or letting their tower fall. Those skeletons are tearing that tower apart.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower.
Sven had to back it off.
Dire's ancient.
I gotta be honest, guys. I think that's a misplay. I think that's a.
Oh, the damage!
And there
Lita's
he goes.
ripping apart.
Yeah.
He does not have his ult up. Sven's got nothing to fight this. It's a bluff.
And down he goes, not even able to eat the cheese.
He's
Rapier
got
on the
cheese and
ground.
he's bought back. He has another shot at this. There's not a lot to hope for here.
Oh.
Dire's
Lita has become God.
This is it, man.
Here's the damage.
This is it.
Watch it go. Boom, 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 boom. There's the ancient.
Alright.
I'll just be frank.
Didn't
there
have the
was a
confidence in the
major-
base race.
There was a major mistake here. I just gotta be frank. They should have base raced it. Absolutely should have just base raced it. I think they would have won it. I don't think the they did have a somewhat poorly timed glyph, but I don't think Tupac could have won it. They were going up against a rapier and a leveler on the same guy with the AC right there. The only problem is that everybody wanted to pull out to try and stop the other guys rather than just finish it off.
That's true, and he still had duration of ult by the time, just a little before that base race really kicked off there, and they just they made an incorrect assessment of what was going to really outpace what. Lina and Skeleton King have really good damage, but Sven with a leveler, I hate to say it, anyone toting a leveler is to be taken as a priority 1 threat.
Right. He had the leveler, he had the rapier, he had Viper backing him with the AC there.
The number of games I have seen end in matter of seconds with Luna with leveler is one of the grossest things you'll ever see. The second that tier 3 explodes, your racks are going to follow in like 2 nanoseconds.
Right.
Sven can just dink, dink, dink. Basically, it's like old old Ag's Tiny. If that was around, oh no, dude, that's over.
Right. And speaking of that's over, unfortunately, I don't really have anything to say here. I think both teams played to their strength pretty well. Winter Reverne got some very good ults off, but on the other hand, I think MF Doomed was very frequently putting themselves into a position where it was very hard to get the ults out on them. Most notably, I think the Lincolns on Lena actually did quite a bit here, because even though Tupac had a lot of responses to it, it was still an issue of you have to catch Lena, and then you have to do something to her to pop the Lincolns, and then Laverne has to be in good position. And that doesn't necessarily have to take long, but it is a hero that can make that a long process for you.
A new force in the mid lane showed himself today.
Right. Certainly can't sleep on this guy. I would call it an upset myself. I would call that an upset. Otto von Bismarck on the Wraith King also had a very good show for himself, but that Lena really presented well here.
Again, X Factor pick. You can't really predict what Lena's going to be going for. Is she going to be a hard support? Is she going pure physical right click, just dropping spells for the sake of getting rapid fire DPS out? Or is she going some kind of rapid fire build with hybrid? You can't tell.
Right.
You really
Today
can't tell.
She really went for pretty much all right click here, and I think it worked out pretty well for her.
Yeah, the Yules is just there as a bit of a courtesy, really. Right. But it's really hard to play against Lena that knows what they're doing and how to really how to interact with the enemy team's setup. Like Viper, she doesn't care about toxic skin. She can just rip you apart through it. Didn't really care about Sven, to be honest. When his ult is up, yeah, he's pretty scary. He's way tankier, he hits way harder, and generally you don't want to be within 10 feet of him. But when that ult was down, he came back after Aegis. She did not care.
Right. Yeah, that was a big thing that was consistently an issue with Tupac, is they just couldn't do anything with their ults off.
And Warlock's entire purpose was just, he realized pretty quickly, same with Hoodwink, they can't be present in the front lines of these fights. The Hoodwink really did, I hate to say it, just about nothing this game.
Right. Yeah, Hoodwink was pretty much written out here. The enemy team played around Hoodwink really well. In fact, Warlock as well. Warlock's contribution in most fights was just kind of
fatal bonds on people.
He did get some good failed bonds, and he did get some good golems, but oftentimes the actual result was he just kind of, the most he could do was just shadow word from a really long distance away.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. But still, yeah, it's very unfortunate. 2 weeks in a row, MF Doomed has a game that's kind of characterized by a misplay from the other side. Maybe they just maybe they got some good mental game going on. Maybe they are a team that curses you. Who knows? Be interesting to see if they can keep the momentum up. Any closing comments?
Not for me. Good mid player.
Ocelot?
Always remember that when it boils down to having set up to make your ult work, I have to reiterate this from the last recording, but I really do have to state this. If your entire kit is based around someone else setting up your play for you, it's not going to work out in the long run.
Right. Well,
this was sort of the case with Warlock in this sense.
Right.
He was trying to be there to set up for Sand King, but Sand King's ults just sort of got stymied.
Right. Yeah. With that all being said, though, as traditional, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg. It's too late to sign up for this season. We're 3 weeks into it after all, but there's still a lot of interesting resources there, a lot of interesting people there, and you can sign up as a stand-in, sign up for the next season, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm Manani. With me here, Randy. Say goodbye, Randy.
Goodbye. Don't smurf.
Ocelot. Say goodbye, Ocelot.
I will now feed and leave.
We're all feeding and leaving, brother.